Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Comfy Org stream. I'm here with Phil and Visual Frisson, and we are going to get into some automated music video editing and post production stuff today. If y'all don't know Visual Frisson, very talented artist. I've had the pleasure of meeting in real life, believe it or not. And I've been a fan since even before we met because I saw you first blow up with I believe it was RL Grime,
Oh yeah.
the Halloween thing, or maybe it was something else. Either way, absolutely bonk diddly honkers. And then I was a big fan ever since. And then we got to meet in LA. And man, if you guys aren't following Frisson, please get at it. But yeah, I'll let you introduce yourself. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Guys. Yeah, I'm David. Go by Visual Frisson online for like all my work, experiments and stuff. But yeah, the RL Grime stuff was way back in the Deform days. That's when I was trying to convince them that AI was going to be big soon, and we have to make sure we get it in the show. But yeah, I come from a video editing background. Probably like 15 years ago, I got started and then got into motion graphics, 3D, animation. Kind of just kept specializing. And then when the forum came around, it kind of, I was all in and kind of got addicted to AI and just have been doing it since, trying to stay on top of everything. And yeah, I mean, it's crazy how fast things have gone and, where it'll go soon.
Yeah, so did you start in Deforum or did you start before Deforum?
I'm trying to think. My first video ever was like VQGAN.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember seeing back, like people making images for a while, and it never really caught on. But then as a video editor, once I saw that you could just like type something in and get a video out to edit.
Stock footage generator.
At that time, it was
B-roll generator.
Even crazier than that. It was like so surreal and abstract, and like you're zooming into it. But it like took forever. I think, I just let it run for hours and got like 30 or 40 frames out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it wasn't until Deform or Stable Diffusion. Actually, no. Started Disco Diffusion. And then that was wild and still cool, but a little bit too crazy to like narrow down. Like that is a style. It would be interesting to go back, and make a Juan Laura for or something. But then Stable Diffusion came out and the forum, it was like so many tools were available that you could really just make anything that you wanted.
Yeah, I think Phil's actually trained some discoators.
Just like trying to bring the style back because it's just so unique. And I mean, like, that's pretty much where I got to meet Frisson, was in the disco era. Obviously, like time progressed, the tech progressed, and I became more and more familiar with like your work. But it was interesting to see like the tech kind of like black hole everyone in. And then as the tech got better, it's like it exploded again, and everyone kind of like found their corner that like attracted them in the first place. Like 3D artists came in, and then now they're in the 3D side of AI, and then you're a video editor at heart, so like now you do like music videos with like all the latest video tech. So yeah, it's really cool to see everyone kind of fall into their place of comfort.
Yeah, and I think that's what's like really cool about the scene is like the people that are really like doing cool things, you can tell it's like their videos. I think that's like a big part of it, is like having your own style.
The artist will shine through the tech, right?
Absolutely.
Like just a tool at the end of the day. And that's very good. But after Deforum, I think we all pretty much went into Warp. Were you big Warp?
I didn't.
I'll be honest. I think if you go on my Instagram, I maybe have only one Warp video.
Oh, really?
It was something that it was just too slow for me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
It was like too slow from like ideation to like getting to see what it looks like. Especially like, again, as video editor, I want to pump out as much as possible and then just make it in the edit. Where Warp, it was kind of like you had to solve all problems ahead of time and then just get it in one go.
That's actually one thing I wanted to talk about today was like as a video editor, you mentioned like, making clips. Um, that's one thing that we always talk about here is like trying to make the whole thing with AI is kind of limiting. Like trying to make an entire production, like one shot a prompt or even prompt your way to a full movie, right? Like,
Yeah.
um, do you see AI as more of a like almost like a sample or loop generator that you can then like make a library of stuff that you can dig through, or do you like to really like map it all out first and then generate all the shots in like a shot list and then cut that together? Like, what's your approach? Is like a shot like mine's spaghetti shotgun wall, like
Mm-hmm.
then pick up all the pieces and see what doesn't suck. But I'm always curious, like, are you more meticulous or are you like same approach, like just make a bunch of stuff and then see what happens?
Oh yeah, I'm like for sure create as much and like it'll come together in Premiere, like what is going to work. Because it's hard to again like tell until like I see it with the music and the timing and the pacing, and then it is coming together. But even like in this dance video that we'll talk about, it's like I can generate all the images I need, but I refuse to go through and curate the images that I want. It's just like from Midjourney, I'll pick the good ones and have a folder of 100, and it's like I just want to put it on random. I do not want to like curate which pictures it picks or like which clips I'll get. I want it to be totally random, and then like I'll figure it out, because it's like in that it's like too detailed of like, oh, maybe this picture will work or maybe this picture will work when I have no clue what the animation is going to look like.
Yeah, I
So
think that's the beauty of this workflow too, is you can just make a whack of stuff and
mm-hmm.
you can get a almost like a different video out 4 different times and even like cut between those like as options or whatever. Like for those of you who haven't seen what we're talking about, I'm just uploading the video right now. So we'll run the video. You guys can see what we're talking about, and then we'll get into the workflow a bit and keep chatting. But I mean, I could chat about diffusion history all day.
Yeah.
I
And
love talking about all the old stuff that nobody talks about anymore. It's great for engagement.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was like the old style of flow, right? It was basically like you could never get a perfect run the first time, so run the same thing 10 times and kind of like comp it together, or like in this case an edit, right? Like best moments kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, to a large degree, we kind of already do that. I mean, in painting is essentially that concept hyper focused, right? Like, perfect picture, the hands are wrong. Okay, no, 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 no. Yep, got it. Okay, move on. Like
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And even in the edit, like this video, or even if I use like VO or something, in theory, it's like I'm probably cutting most of the clip out. So it's like you pick the, 30% of the clip that does work. And then the
Right.
rest, like even if like it's messed up for a beginning, like the beginning or end, it's like you still can use it, but it does need that human eye to like
yeah.
figure it out. At
I
least,
No,
think
that's a good thing to point out too, because just because something weird happens in your video doesn't mean that that clip is shot. It just means
exactly.
you got to find the
Mhm.
break. It's like digging for old drum breaks in vinyl, right? There's maybe the whole song isn't great, but there might be a part of it that's gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, and
probably
music videos are so they're forgiving because of the
like,
editing style of a music video too. So
yeah. Because yeah, even this dance video, I think a lot of people commented on the quality of it, but I don't think it was so much. I mean, I think the workflow did work well. It's like you have good input, you have good images, you're gonna get good output. But it kind of was like, but I had 5 versions of each like second of the video, so I could just pick the best version like to show. But there's so many like bad stuff, that was cut out.
Yeah. Yeah, I had
So
a similar process. So when I used the workflow for mine, it's like there are great shots, but you're right. You gotta keep going, keep
yeah.
finding them. What's up, Make It Rad? What's up, Pixel Pusher? What's up, Dems? What's up, Cosmic? What's up, Bible Adventures? What's up, Walter? Holy cow, Zanelli, Double Up, Frank, all IMAX here. Everybody's here. Welcome, everybody.
Nice.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, we're just hanging out with Visual Frisson, a fellow AI dork, and
Yeah.
we're gonna go deep into this workflow. But I'm gonna show y'all the video that he made, and Yeah, volume warning. I'm going to turn it down a bit, but it might be much louder than our speech. So get ready to turn your stuff down in 3, 2, 1.
They finna call me a bully, but fuck it, it's up because I want my lick back. All of you bitches is kids, and y'all shoulda never got let out the nutsack. I got so much plaque built up, RIAA my dentist. And I feel like offset, y'all should eat my pussy, how much y'all mention me. Making so this and that, whatever I do, they ain't missing that. She doing too much, tell her, ooh, relax. Done and you gotta be cool with that. I probably had something to do with that. Yeah, I got these niggas tripping. He hate my fucking guts, yeah. Love in my pimpin'. Wipe your face, eat it till you break a sweat. Lick it all, give your all till you out of breath. Eat it till I come. Give me some till I'm going dumb. Give me some till I'm going.
Well, hold on. You know how I can tell this was made by an artist? Because you and I, Pers, were bopping, and Frisson was just critiquing the entire time.
Hating all of his shots. I know.
Dude, that's hilarious. While you were saying that, I was like, I'll have to bring up that in this video. It's like all I can see is the clips. I wish I had more time.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Like, oh, it's high quality, but it's like, oh, the hair just wasn't right. But also to that effect, I did want to say it's like it's interesting with projects like this where this one does well because it almost seems like destined because I just put it out. I didn't have time to like worry about it too much. It's like whatever ran the 2 nights I ran them and I used those and didn't like really like mess around with it, then it does well. But if I sit there for like 2 weeks, like trying to perfect it, then no one cares. It goes nowhere.
Of course. Yeah. It's always when you throw it out there and it's like, oh, like minimal effort, full virality. And you're like, God damn it. You know, like,
just like a full experiment. But some of those was the best videos where it was like a light bulb went off. I forget who made it, but it was like an anime or one anime video where it was just like a 3D model type looking character that was dancing, but like her sweatshirt was like waving with the animation. And then that's like what set me off of like, this is like an amazing model. And then I just ran this all like within the first couple nights. And it just all came together. But I mean, yeah, in my opinion, it's like the thing that one anime blew me away with was that you don't have to match up start and end frames. Like Vase, you had to get like a very similar like start frame to match the animation. But this, once I realized I could throw any image in and it just would figure out something to output that was decent.
Like, the transitionary, like whatever it is. Yeah.
Even if it's
almost
not
like an IP adapter, you know?
Yeah.
But like, let's just break down what's happening just so like people understand. So one animate is generating a clip for every section of this tune. So it's actually using Phil's node, the Phil beat detection node. And it's figuring out, do I want every quarter note? Do I want every half note? 2 bars, 4 bars, and then you can set different patterns. And it'll make clips based on the size of those patterns that you can just drag into a video editor, and they're like all one after the other. So you'll notice that this keeps changing on the beat. That's intentional. That's what this workflow does. There'll be a link in the description below for the last video where we went through the whole thing, and there's actually a link to the workflow there. You can go use this today. It currently does not work on Comfy Cloud, but we are working on getting it working with some kind of beat detection, and maybe we can get Phil to break out the beat detection nodes into a separate thing, just like the path detection nodes, and then half the nodes on the cloud will be Phil nodes.
Full Phil nodes need to be on the cloud, dude. It has to all be there.
You put your foot down, it's over now.
Dude, I'm telling you, people are going to love it. I mean, I'm going to love it. I use my nodes all the time.
Yeah, I'd say, get them on. There was one project I was on, I think it was Comfy Deploy, that I was trying to use a workflow, and that had the same problem with like Phil nodes. And I was like, someone like fix this, figure it out. I was like, I don't know how to do it otherwise.
So,
yeah.
Did you actually compiled it. I actually didn't see the breakdown video. Like,
Mhm.
you and I have been in comms when you were like trying to figure out this flow way
Yeah.
before you posted it or any of this
Mhm.
attention. Did you did end up doing all the comping in Premiere, but you did like render all the clips out sequentially in Comfy, perfectly timed, and then just kind of put
Yeah.
them in Premiere?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what Comfy was able to do that helped is like it was able to cut exactly on every 2 bars, so like every 8 beats, which is kind of how the song goes. It's like that's where you want to cut anyways. And then so I think I had like 5 versions of each 2 bar section. And then from there, like the song kind of has a very predictable bass kick. So I just put a marker every time the bass kick happened. And then now I knew I would just edit there. It's actually like not even that creative. It's like very mathematically simple to like just cut on the beat, and then it hides the other cuts. So by doing it every 2 bars, you're able to get it. I think it was like 90 frames. So it's like pretty good length for one. And then by cutting in between those, you kind of like hide, what's coming out of one, and it like all makes sense, I guess, rather than like clip, clip, clip.
Yeah, totally. I have, now that you've kind of like trailblazed the concept, there's actually so much we could do.
Mm-hmm.
You are kind of showing off the most extreme example of it, where every cut is quite literally like a completely different character. But if I were to do something similar, I think I would be like really subtle with it, where it's like someone's dancing and then all of a sudden like their hairstyle changes or something, or like, like their jacket changes, but the rest of the scene is perfect. You know what I mean?
Probably possible to do too with Sam too. You just like pick different objects as well,
Right.
like in the source videos, like hat, bag, gloves, like just like make sure they have a lot of accessories on or something. So yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to say before we get too deep into it. The reason this works so great is because there is a dancer who you've worked with in the past who like this is the source image of her dancing. Like this isn't fully AI generated. This is there's a an input source that we're getting all the movement from. So that's why it stays together, because of like the amazing choreography and like that dance. All we're doing is changing the style of it when the beat changes. So just so people understand, like you sort of can't one shot like a whole music video. You do need like there's a human element to this as well. So I just wanted to make that like abundantly clear.
And I mean, to be honest, I'd say the input video has like a huge part to why the quality, is high. It's like the dance was just, not only the choreography was so well done and perfect to the music, but like even the camera moves like were fun and added to like the dynamic of the shot. And
One Animate doesn't care, like it actually like that's the amazing thing. It just stays in like back in the day, Animate Diff, even other video stuff. Once you move that camera, the whole scene is shot. But with this, it just locks onto that skeleton and goes. It's great.
Yeah, and it figures out the angle, like even looking at the floor, and like it's adding a back wall that isn't in the original video. It's just adding it because it feels like it would be good.
And the shadows change as the I'm looking at dude, as the lighting changes
I know.
in the different rooms,
even when they flash,
it's nuts. It's quickly become, I don't know about you guys, it's quickly become one of my favorite models of all time, the Juan Animate. It's just so versatile and really fun.
Yeah, there's like a ton of use cases in like professional workflows too.
Totally.
For like VFX type work that will be interesting to see, what people create. Before we get off track, I just did want to shout out the dancer. I think it's like Julia Shea, if we can, link her at some point. Because I don't feel like it's huge credit to her that the dances, like good inputs, like get good output. And
totally. No, the dance is fire.
Yeah,
it's insane.
She's doing an awesome job.
Yeah, and it was one of those things where I was looking enough to shoot a music or dance video with her in like 2020, and then this video came out 2021, and I had it like on the back burner for 4 years, just waiting for like a concept that would like do it justice with AI. And like Want Anime finally came around, and it was like the perfect opportunity to make something.
Yeah, I mean, we've done probably 40 streams on One Animate at this point. Not that many, but it feels like it. It's just like I keep finding new things to do with it. Even the One ATI stuff that we've been doing, you can do it. You can do it with that. You can do a fun control. You can do a vase. You can do
And for what Pers is saying too, like you can use the trajectory mappings from the ATI video we just did. You can use those trajectories on the One Animate model, and it will work and puppeteer a character. So yeah, crazy versatile.
Yeah, I got to get into the ATI.
I just dropped the dancer's Instagram there on the screen if y'all want to go follow.
Mm-hmm.
But don't just steal her videos. Don't just go like scrape.
We're not in the Warp Fusion days. Come on.
Yeah.
Talk to these people and do a collab. You know what I mean? Like
ruin it, because reach out to her to show her the video, because like at the end of the day, if she hated AI or she hated the video, like I would have taken it down. I don't think it's right to leave it. But luckily she was cool with it. But yeah, say AI gets enough like crap at the end of the day that you got to be pretty careful about just being respectful, I guess.
Yeah, we can be good custodians to creators, because AI you're right. AI gets a bad enough rap for theft and all that other stuff. And what we're really trying to do is show you how you can put a lot of yourself into this stuff. Your own unique take on things. Right on. Shall we slide over to Comfy or whatever?
Yeah. I mean, let's see. We could. Want me to walk through the workflow like real quick?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
So I'm about to get learnt.
You get learned on,
dude.
You absolutely learned on.
That's the thing, is like I build the tools, guys. I don't know how to use them properly. Frisson just took it and ran.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's how funny that it all came together too. Is like, we talked that one night, and I was just trying to figure out like, how can I batch process this? And you're like, oh, I have a node that'll work. And then you just walked me through it, and then I was like, perfect. It all worked. Like, no problem.
And I'm glad the algorithm, like I put a lot of time into the algorithm that allows for the adjusting. I'll let you explain it, and I'll touch back on this later when people understand.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy how it's worked perfectly each time. And like, I don't know if there's some songs where it won't be able to figure it out, but I mean, I guess the technology has come a long way. The one thing I wanted to ask you on this call was something I was just talking to Palm about too, whereas it would be interesting, say this onset strength, like, so it's kind of like a amplitude, I'm guessing, in the music. If like you had every time it breaks like a number, then it triggers something. I don't know if we can
like phrase control basically is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, not sure what that is, but kind of like
phrases in a song break down, build up, drop kind of thing.
Kind of like a MIDI controller, where every time like it breaks this spike, then it like triggers like the next string.
Oh, I see.
In the sense of this, where we can just add different values or something, and it'll just go to the next one. And then that way the song is like changing it as it goes.
Dynamically evolving kind of thing. Yeah.
And not so much the beat exactly, where it's like more, say there's a kick drum in between the beats, then it's like going to go faster or slower depending on the music. But yeah, pretty much. So here, we're going to Premiere first.
Damn, look at this.
Yeah, so this is So how it all starts. So again, we'll have no music to share. It'll be silent, but pretty much just went through and made like an edit. It starts with these guys. Oh, and then there's prayers. Then just like a bunch of dance scenes from movies. There we go. So you got all the good hits.
That's great.
Yeah, I got the mask in there.
Got to have the mask in there for sure.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
A bunch of classics. But then, so in theory, like since I know that I'm going to go into Comfy and it's going to select every like 8 beats, 2 bars. So that's all I'm doing is I'm editing directly on the beat. So it's like pretty easy, lame mathematical editing where just every beat is a new clip.
Yeah.
And then I know when I go back into Comfy that now that's what these are. So like it's a new clip. Actually, these are beats. So it's like a new clip each 8 of these. Or in this video, it's 4. So every 4 beats, it's that clip. And the only thing that you kind of have to do to finagle it is this beat offset. So it is like slightly like a little bit different each time. But what I found was easy is if I already have the edit in Premiere, I can, see the frame number it's supposed to be and then see what frame it picks. And then I'll know, exactly how to just tweak it to get it to the exact frame I want it to cut on. And then also, Phil made this beat visualizer so you can see, like visually see when it's going to cut to the song. So like by ear, you can be like, okay, it sounds right.
Sounds right, looks right, based on the flashing black and white.
Yep, which is nice. A great touch, because otherwise it would have been confusing.
Just a guessing game.
If you didn't have the exact frame, then you knew it. The other thing I wanted to point out while it's here, because I left this in the workflow, which might have been confusing to people, because I didn't end up using this. Is how I was going to do this before I found your nodes, Phil, is what I found is it's like this, I forget what the node is called, but it's pretty much a string iterator. And I can actually go into Premiere and like pick each frame number I want it to start on and put those in. And then it will just go one to the next one. And you can just do it manually like that, where you can pre-program. So it's another option. That's what I like about Comfy too, is there's so many, it's like if you just have a problem to solve, it's like you can just figure out a crazy combination of like math nodes and different other nodes to make it work.
So many ways to noodle.
Yeah. But that's pretty much all in that happens before Comfy. So we just made, a simple edit that cuts every beat. We bring it into Comfy with the song. Comfy now knows it's going to, run. There are about 72 frames each clip, and then it'll go to the next one, to the next one, to the next one down the song. And then what we'll get out is, let's see, folder of like, I think I ran 83 clips. So we have a ton. And now we have, like a ton to pick from. And we can't even hear it. I won't bother with editing too much. I'll just like play through real quick
What's the process here? Do you just kind of like, just feel it?
Yeah, pretty much. Here, so this is
you got like 7 options per chunk of time.
Yeah, so pretty much, I would go.
It's called taste, Phil. It's called having taste. You just
can't teach it. Apparently, I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Well, to start, what I did on the last one and what helps is like I'll just go through these and I'll put it on loop, so I see them all, and then here, let's see. Let me mute this too, so I'm not getting blasted with the music if you guys can't hear it. There we go.
This is, this, if we want to get super meta, you take all your clips and you build a workflow that just puts them all together, but then randomizes it. So it's like you generate the music video like 17 different ways and try to
just
find
pick one.
the best.
Just pick one. It's like, do it 5 ways, and I will choose one while I make coffee.
Well, here, after this, once we go into After Effects, there is one thing I have never figured out how to do, but now I think I know how to get it done based off of our talk, last time it like came to me. But pretty much we can pick a master edit where we think are the best clips. And then we can set each of these in its own like sequence and bring it into After Effects. And we can have like it randomly or the music like switch between the sequences. So it'll edit to the beat, but then be like totally random. And we don't have to like curate any of it. Just let the music handle it. It probably sounds confusing, but we'll get to it. But anyways, so I have this and I'll just go through and be like, this clip is pretty cool. I like it. So we'll put it like, we'll just start sorting them of like how cool they are. So that one's less cool. Oh, this one's exactly the same. So this one grabbed the same image twice. So we'll just delete it. This one's pretty cool. And then, so boom, real quick. Now we have them like ordered. And once I have like all of them ordered, I can go through and just label them with color. And then now I'll go back and know that like red was my favorite, orange was my second favorite. And it's like we go through all these clips. Sounds like all right. Oops, I didn't see this one.
They're all just purrs.
Oh yeah,
literally just all purrs.
Yeah,
you're muted, by the way, buddy.
I hit the button. I love them all. I can't tell what it is. Something about them. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll just race through. At least we'll get the best ones on top, and then we won't have to edit. But pretty much that's kind of what I did for it. And then if there was like a beat that happened here, we could cut and then like cut all the way down.
Over, yeah.
And now pick which one would be like a fun cut back and forth. Because you can also, what was fun in the other video is you could kind of match like a light background with a dark background, and it would kind of add.
That's really cool, actually, just going back and forth between them in a sub beat. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And you just try it out, and like it's like whatever feels good. But let's see. Let me just make something. Too many good clips. But yeah, I won't bore you too much with that. But yeah, I mean, we can play through all of them. Let's see.
I think the reoccurring theme here is Comfy is really good at generating a big swath of assets for you guys to experiment. And you don't like, it's hard to know what you're going to like until you just throw stuff at the wall. And so when your guys are building your workflows, try to build them in a way where you can let it run just overnight and let it just spit out hundreds of examples. And then when you go through them and look at them later, you'll be, super satisfied, be like, whoa, there's like 20 in here I really, really like. And then you can do whatever with them.
Yeah. Yeah, the amount of like nights my poor GPUs just like cooked, a folder of anime diff runs that I never looked at once.
Yeah, the graveyard of your hard drive.
Yeah, it's just there's folders of undiscovered gems on my NAS I've never looked at.
Yeah.
I figure if I haven't seen it by now, it's probably garbage.
Just gonna race through and get like some of my favorites for this, and then we'll jump into After Effects. There we go.
This is awesome.
Chinese prayers.
My 5090 is ready. Yeah. I do that workflow works really well locally on a 5090. I can attest. Do I need to put a token like trigger to describe the character in each one, Laura? What's your opinion on triggers in one, Laura's, Phil?
Definitely helps. I mean, the idea with the trigger is like, no matter what the rest of the text is, at least you're kind of getting your whole training data set into one token, which is your trigger word. That being said, like, as these models get better, we're talking Juan, we're talking Quen, you know, the days of like Dan Buru tagging are kind of over. You know, the days of really heavy LLM, thick paragraph, very descriptive tagging is here. And so like definitely leverage some of that. I think like split the difference. That's kind of how I feel about it. Some descriptors with separated with commas, and then some like a good set of natural language in there as well. You're really hitting like all the model's capabilities. And one thing I've been doing for captioning too is in the past I would try to be intentionally vague with what I described on the image. So if I wanted to describe purrs, maybe, and I wanted the glasses to be trained in, I might not describe the glasses. More so now, I actually take the opposite take on the subject. I like to super describe the person in full, because it just allows me, it allows the model to like in depth fully understand what it's looking at in totality. Yes, it requires you to prompt that crazy caption back in order to like fully utilize your LoRa, but the results are like easily 30 to 50% more accurate and better. So
Trigger it.
yeah, I'm triggered, as you can see.
Yeah, I can tell.
Nice.
This conversation really triggered Phil.
I'm out.
Okay, got good enough edit. I'm just gonna smash all these down real quick, and then we'll bring it into After Effects, which I think, After Effects is where all the magic happens. Because again, it's like pretty boring edit in Premiere, but that's my style. That's what's work.
But that's my style. I do boring.
Yeah, just
pretty
mathematical. Chill. Yeah. But the thing is too is like, so in After Effects we're gonna plan on doing audio reactive effects. So if we cut to the music, then in theory the audio reactive effects will automatically like smooth everything out.
Yeah, like as you go.
Actually, Frisson.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to pick your brain later, because I've been making audio reactive effects to kind of go with my audio nodes to do some of this stuff in Comfy. There is a limitless ceiling on what visually could be audio reactive, and I mean, I feel like you're the right person to create that list for me to like go fill the gaps.
Yeah, I can help out. Yeah, because there's like so much you can do. Even in After Effects, we'll see. It's kind of like you just brainstorm. It's like, what would be good to like this sound, and then you can make anything really. Okay, this can be
Yoshi. Let's make a Comfy auto video editor. Frisson did. It's linked above. That's what we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll link it again.
Yeah, totally. Actually, I need to add that to my list too. So many things.
Oh yeah. I'll link the workflow again for everybody in the chat. Boink.
Okay.
You can go and drag that JSON in locally. There should be some like a markdown notes around the workflow with all the links for all the downloads, and put the models in the folders and reselect them and hit go, and it should do the thing. If you want more info about this workflow, we did a stream on this a couple weeks ago. I will drop the link again in the chat. And we went over how this all works in depth.
Okay.
Double up. A lot of people run Comfy local, so if you have a decent gaming computer or whatnot, it's pretty much free. You're paying for electricity and of course like the upfront cost, but
And we're working on getting the automation portion of this working on the cloud as well. So the cloud will be an option, is not currently an option for this specific workflow, but you 100% can do 2.2 animate on the cloud. So if you want to try Comfy Cloud, that's another option. If you don't have a local GPU, and for this you need an NVIDIA GPU, like a 2060 or above, and probably well above for these workflows. They're rather high VRAM. You can do it with smaller cards, but then you got to get like quantized models, and it's just a bit more involved in getting it working. So, on a Mac, no. But you can do it on the cloud, and we'll try to get the automation going. The problem is we need to get Phil's detection node basically going in order to make the clips the right size.
All right. So real quick, just to show anyone that uses like Adobe or wants to, the reason why I'm kind of stuck with Adobe is because I love After Effects, and Premiere might not be the best video editor, but what is nice is I can roughly edit this. It doesn't have to be perfect. What I did, I was made like this main edit, and then I also made 4 or 5 tracks of just like the other options since we had them. And I can go into After Effects and select those 6 sequences and just bring them straight in. And so now we have that edit in here. And if I change anything on the back end, then it'll automatically update in After Effects, which is nice. Let me just crop this out. Okay. So I guess we can start here.
Yeah. Also, there's another app called Natron. There's another one. If you get DaVinci Resolve, Fusion has a lot of the effects that we're going to be using today, and you will be able to automate them and use a node-based interface to use those. So while we are looking at After Effects today, all this stuff is possible in a bunch of other free editors as well. So please go explore the VFX compositing sphere, because Comfy is generally the first step for a video artist. You're going to want to take this stuff and do more things with it. You can use Blender. You can use CapCut has got a bunch of stuff as well. You don't even have,
CapCut.
like you don't have to use what I like to refer to as boomer editors if you don't want to. That's what we grew up on. That's what we use. So like that's normal and natural to us. But if you're a younger person and like none of this makes sense, you can make all these clips and drag them into CapCut and cut your video together that way as well. And they got all the effects and all the stuff. You just can mash it all together on your phone, spit it out. So don't feel like we're like being neglectful or like alienating by using After Effects here. There are totally ways to do this with open source solutions.
And CapCut actually has some sauce. They have an incredibly good beat detection algorithm. That's like pretty much the main reason I started using CapCut. I was like, one click button. Here's the beat every X amount of beats. I was like, dude, that's so useful. Thank you.
Shotcut, that's another one. That's free open source. iMac. Yep. Shotcut.
All right. So now that we have things in here, and another reason why I use After Effects is it has this plugin called Sound Keys. There's a couple other probably newer ones. This one I've just used for so long that, and it's so straightforward. That's what I like. Pretty much it can read the music, and then you can pick just a selection of it, like with this box, so you can get different amplitudes, different frequencies, and then what you do is you get just a value out of it. That then in After Effects, everything in After Effects is kind of keyframeable, like, you know, from opacity to scale to rotation. And now technically anything in After Effects can be audio reactive, which is kind of wild. Let's see. And what I do is I just do the bass is 1. I mean, you can do it however you want, but I guess you guys can't hear, but we'll listen through. So you see that giant kick right there? That's like the bass. So we just select probably that. And the nice thing too is it has fall off. So for bass, I have it at a 1 second fall off. So kind of like hits, and then the values will slowly go down over a second, where the hi-hats I'll set as like an instant fall off. So it's like way punchier. So, but again, this whole process too is like thinking of like, what does it sound like to you? Like for me, the bass hits and it is a slow fall
Yeah,
off.
then it
like the
kind
high,
of fades,
the snares like hits way more concise.
Yeah, and like if you're trying to do this in like Touch Designer, that concept is called lag, and you're lagging the hits with either a front or like an attack or a release, so that if you're like if your amplitude is like hi-hats like and you want it to like be a little more, you want the effect that you're doing to be a little less strobe lighty, you can add some lag, or in this case a fall off, to that thing to like make it like release that gate a little like smoother. This concept of curves, interpolation in and out is basically all audio reactivity is just figuring out what's the most pleasing way to get in and out of the reaction. What reaction do you want? What in the song are you trying to like highlight? And like what's the sound that, you know, the biggest sound in the song kind of thing. It's super fun. But yeah, it's really easy to think you're making audio reactive videos that are not. There's a real art to it.
Yeah. And yeah, once we get like these values, then it's like kind of when the brainstorming happens of, you know, what does the bass look like? It's like a very abstract idea of like when you hear the song and you hear this like giant bass kick, like what does that, do you picture that sounding or looking like? I guess it's just like interesting. What's that? And then yeah, you gotta adjust these sometimes. Forgot this song goes kind of insane at the drop, so all the values are way too high at the end. And then so now you have like these easy values. So this is the bass kick, and it's like pretty easy. So now every time, you know, the kick happens, we can think of, you know, something to do. Okay, all these look perfect, and these are nice snappy claps probably. We'll just bring it, and if we bring it 1 to 100, we know like we have a very normalized value of that every 1 to 100. And then this is the full audio volume that we can use for other stuff. All right, before we get to audio reactive stuff, because I don't know how much time, you know, we'll get into, but I think one of the most important things is, you know, this will be the final output, is just to, you know, add some color correction and different effects to like smooth out the AI. If we look at this, it's like
it's just mean mugging the camera.
Yeah. So we see like weird things with AI, like there's artifacts, the edges.
You calling my gloves weird, dude?
Yeah. I mean,
is that actually supposed to be you?
Well, I put it's like a Mid-Journey. I used one picture in Omni reference, and I'll be honest, I never used it before, so I was like, It
Yeah,
kinda
the
works.
Mid-Journey
I
one's
don't
a
know.
little, it's a
I
little,
mean, I'll
alright.
be honest, I spent 10 seconds of worrying
It's
about
good
it.
at the drip though. It's like it's good at the fashion element of it. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Some were horrible. And then even, I realized I had the same prompt from the other video when I ran it last night, and I was in bed going to sleep, and then I was like, I should get up, and then got up and changed it to like, male dancer. So I was previously getting like female dancers. Like, what the hell is happening? Like, should be purrs in there. But here we can make a bunch of adjustment layers, and these are kind of just what I go to kind of smooth out things, just give it like a finishing look. And it's just like there's a plugin called Finisher, adds like slight contrast and sharpening. And then looks is a color correction node by Red Giant. Again, unfortunately, if you are looking to copy this, Red Giant is paid.
Yeah, I was
Does get
just saying, yeah, you can well, like band detection in general, like is something that's in a lot of software to begin
Yeah.
with. Like sound keys just makes it easy to really pinpoint the exact sort of EQ frequencies you want. But if you can do it without visualizing it, there's usually ways to just map the amplitude of a certain EQ band to a value, then normalize that value, and then do the fall off thing with whatever other stuff. So yeah, like yeah, sound keys is I think rather expensive because it comes with a suite. Like the Red Giant suite is one of the more expensive things I think. But
Yeah.
again, you don't need it. There's other ways to do it.
But Deep Glow, I'll suggest to everyone. It's a one-time purchase, and it's like
good
such
bloom.
a smooth go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like another thing with AI stuff. Sometimes it's harsh edges, but if you put a slight glow on it, it just kind of just like light wraps everything. So it just smooths everything out.
And it can get rid of those like harsh edges.
And then grain. This is, I guess all the plugins I use are paid, but just over years and years investment. Here we can add grain. We can turn off like the color correction so it doesn't change the color at all. And then you can either like crank it way up, you can make it subtle, but just a little bit of grain does help to just blend the imperfections. So then, so we have this. So this is like straight out of Comfy, and then with 5 minutes of messing around with it, so you get something, in my opinion, a lot smoother, or again, customized to however you want it. I like how this looks. You can make anything, but definitely think
this is the one thing I really wanted people to see with this stream was like what you do after Comfy. Because like, Comfy, like in this case, we used it to make a bunch of stuff, but now we're taking all that stuff and making it seem like it's all the same production, which is, very powerful thing you can do with post-production, that if you just mash a bunch of clips together and then like render out that thing, that it's just a bunch of detached clips. What you're doing here is really like making it a cohesive piece by adding similar effects to each clip and then tying the room together with effects. So yeah, it's something we can all learn from.
Yeah, and then now we can kind of like work backwards or forwards. We think like one fun one I like to do is just put like some sort of like distortion, so like VHS effect, or I have like a retro film look, and we can put that at like the low volume. So when the volume's low, or the song's starting, or the video's starting, it'll look aged or distorted, and it's again nothing that makes sense in reality of why that would come in and out, but it just gives an extra feeling for when things are starting, it's like distorted, and then when the song comes up, it's full volume. Let's see. So we go VHS. And the way we can do this is, so now in our little song comp, we have bass, mids, highs, and the overall amplitude of the song here. So we have this VHS effect. And here, let me just increase this.
People are asking what your chromatic aberration plugin is.
Like from the video itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show that next. And that is not paid. That is by hand, which is nice.
Ooh. You hear that, people?
Yeah. Someone is just here. We'll add this. So again, we want this at the low volume. So we go to opacity. And so this is getting into expressions in After Effects, but we can say just X equals that overall volume amplitude. So now we know X is the volume amplitude from 0 to 100. So we think low volume, when it's like 0 to 40 or 30, it'll be
Linear.
100 when it's 0. And we want it 0 when it's 40. So just a linear expression where it takes the value X. And when X goes from 0 to 40 instead, then we want the opacity to be 100 to 0.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And now we can see this graph. So see, when in the beginning of the song, when the volume's lower, it almost is like full in the beginning and kind of like flashes when the volume cuts. And then we don't have it much during the video. And then we'll have it when the song fades out at the end.
Love it.
All right, and then let's call this RGB split. And then so what I do is I love just making pre-comps, and then it's just like stages to the whole like build up. So it's going to go from like the raw video to now the RGB split, then into the VHS effect over the top, and then the final, stuff at the end. So RGB split, what we'll do is we'll copy this 3 times, and we'll literally make one red, one green, one blue. There's probably a lot of ways to do this. To me, it's just simple in curves, because you can just turn down the green and the blue. So now we have a fully red channel. And we can just copy this over, make this one green. So put green back up and red down. And we do this one with blue. So blue's up, green's down, red's down. So now we have green, blue. They look insane. Let me just put a black solid underneath. But when we add them together, which, oh my God, this always happens. I'm going crazy. Oh, there we go. It's like tiny. That's why. God, finish. Okay, sorry. Had a stroke there. So when we add them together, boom, color's perfect again. But the cool thing is that we move the red channel around. Now we get this wild effect. So what we can do is we can do anything we want. We can, have a twitch effect, so it twitches on the beat. We can have a scale effect, so it can scale up on the beat. I think what I was doing that's fun is a time skip ahead, so I don't have to deal with like the scaling or the edges messing up. But what we'll have is the red channel will go like ahead of frame, if that makes sense. I'm trying to remember how to do this. Yeah, there's time displays.
Yeah, just building the effect like in the actual software. It's great.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't think this is the effect I use, but I'll do my.
This is so deep.
Yeah. Let's see.
But it makes you also think about like just different ways you can
yeah, it's like anything's
process this
possible
stuff.
in After
Yeah.
Effects if you can dream up. Let's see, I think it's speed control. So this is an old script that I got at some point. I hope I never lose it. But what it does is it adds a speed slider that starts, at 100. So the clip is going, at normal speed. So you can edit either the speed of the clip, so speed up. So technically you could put like the speed to the base of the music, and it'll like slowly just go faster and faster. We just want to offset it. So we can take offset, again, same thing. X equals, so now the base of the song. And we'll turn the base to be what it's going to offset. So when the bass goes probably 60 to 100. So just, when it's really high, it'll go from 0 to probably only need 1 or 2 frames. And again, it's 30 frames a second. So it'll be like 2/30ths will be 2 frames. If I did this right. Oh, forgot the 0. And again, you can go into this graph editor and then this icon, bring up the graph so you can see what you did with that expression. And you can tweak it if you need it. So we can see each time this spikes, the bass hits. And so like no separation. Oh, we do have something. 1 sec.
Just wanted to put the linear expression there so people understand like what's happening there. But basically, you're mapping a value to something else. In this case, David's mapping it to X, so linear X. 60, 100, 0, 100. So from 60 to 100, it'll actually make the thing X go from 0 to 100 at that scale. So you can use this to invert things. You can use this to do math. You can use this to do what he's doing here, which is slowing something down by a specific frame rate. And then linear is just the name of the interpolation in front of it. So if you wanted a different type of curve, you would use a different type of command. But After Effects script is, goes much deeper than this.
Mm. So now, again, so we have all the frames together, and then the bass hits, and they'll separate. And the reason it is kind of cool to do the time displacement is that the red channel is going to speed up, like it's going to go ahead and then flow like back together. So it's like really you cool. Almost see it like jump ahead and then like flow back. And the nice thing too is if we put the cuts, on the beat.
Oh yeah,
it gives you like a little feedback. Flicker between the cuts, so it kind of tricks the mind into just accepting the like transition.
That's awesome.
I think because I did get like comments on like good editing and good transitions, but it's all like just pre-planning editing, and then it's all audio reactive effects. So there really is no manual transitions. It's just
take the compliment, man.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, I'll plan out like the music, but the music drive, no keyframes.
Wasn't me, man.
Yeah, it's just the song. The song did it. So yeah, so you get the RGB separation. I'm trying to think. Another cool one that I do. So say now I want to like double up the footage and do a scale effect. So like it scales out or it doubles the brightness. So I don't want to do it in this comp because I already, did all this separation. So it's kind of like stuck how it is, but I can bring that RGB split into a new comp, and it kind of is like just the next stage. And now I can do whatever I want, where I can double it and then maybe put this to screen. So I'll make it brighter, but then the opacity I'll tie to the volume. So it's like when it's 50 to 100, so it's like the higher range of the volume. It'd be like 0 to 100 or 50 if it's like too bright. But then, so now you know, this is like right where the drop happens, and it is like flickering already to the music, and then it'll be like a lot brighter on the drop. Also showing off the sweet compression
And the belly.
Oh yeah. But then I guess what's cool, so say
I
we
learned that move.
yeah. So you put this like higher, so it only comes in, you know, a little bit. We can also put like a scale. So we can take the same. Actually, let's do the bass for this because the volume, we want it like quickly in and out. So yeah, so the bass is easier because it's like on and then off. So we could just copy and paste the same expression into the scale. And then we just have to do one extra move for scale because it's a 2 input dimension. So you need to just save it as Y. Then you can put Y, Y. So it's doing the X and Y scale. And what we want now is it'll start at 100, then go to like 110. And so now we start to get this. It'll go like that.
Nice. Yeah.
And then if you want to get crazy, I mean, it's like so stackable. You go to the rotation and put like a tiny bit of rotations just so it's not so linear. Off the top of my head, I probably not gonna figure out how we'd have to do. All right, let's see something crazy. So make this equal Y. So we're getting a random number. Like, what do we want to rotate it? It'd probably be like only maybe 3 degrees.
Yeah, just a bit. It's nauseating.
And then, but see, this is just going to be like the same rotation. It's just going to go like this every time. But if we put, what is it called? Yeah, I think it's just random. I haven't done this in a while. I think we'll see how this works out. I think it's random, and then it's like how many per second. So we'll say, I don't know, 3 per second. Let's see if that makes any sense. Again, just look at the, so something. All right, hopefully just mix these up in order. Oh no, it's wiggle. That's right. This is half,
wiggle.
half After Effects too. It's
I
like
forgot about
I just
wiggle.
go into an old project that has all these like kind of done, but it's like probably good to keep refreshing. Okay, there we go. So now when the bass hits, it'll like wiggle a little bit. We can maybe crank this up, see what it looks like. And it just adds like this rotation now. And it'll be like different each time, like the bass hits. And you get something fun. Let's see.
Amazing.
What else? But yeah, sky's the limit. Another one that's fun is, say we have like the invert or the highs. Like, so we want to think of like what is fun where it's just going to punch on really quick and then come off. Sometimes it's like glow. What I've been doing recently is invert, and what I did on the last video. So you can just call this invert. Just add the invert effect. And for some reason, like I mean, me personally, I don't like when it's like totally invert, because I think it's cool if the colors were the same. So if you put like just, you know, brainstorm like how to solve that problem. If we just put a hue and saturation and go 180, then now it's like inverting the values, but the colors,
That's nice. Yeah.
the same, and then it like kind of feels better, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I like that.
And yeah, this be like the last one we do. But we just go to like highs, same thing, linear, or probably this will be high 80 to 100. Yeah, like 0 to, so when it goes 80 to 100, then we'll get little audio. So now there's like a clap in the song. Actually, we want to probably do 80 to 82 because we want it like all on or all off. Otherwise, it looks pretty gross when it's gray. But it'll just. And now we got this. Now we sit back and the music does everything. We just programmed it and don't have to keep
so sick.
And then again, you put this in, and then everything cascades down. So we have the raw video, the RGB split, we have the scale and rotation, we have the invert, we have the VHS effect, and now the final like color.
How long will that take to render?
This probably isn't too bad because it only has a couple effects. Like the projects that I keep reusing have like tons and tons like of other things on the back end. The one
let's try to render this while we chat.
Yeah. Let me let's see.
This is great, man. Yeah, I mean, people are, I'm sure their heads are spinning thinking about all the different things they can do. But there are actually node packs for Comfy that let you do a lot of this stuff to clips. Like things that you could put into post-processing workflows and things like that, and, mess up a bunch of clips, then cut those clips together, After Effects is cool, but it's not necessarily like the only way to do this is the thing I want to say basically. Will this VOD be saved? Absolutely. Every single one of our streams is saved in the live stream section of the Comfy YouTube channel. So go over to the YouTube channel for Comfy and all of the live streams, all 5,000 hours of me and Phil and Julian breaking stuff is available.
Too many.
Yeah. Far too many.
I wasn't sure if Julian would be on.
Julian is in transit tonight. He's heading to somewhere, but he'll be with us again on Tuesday.
Yeah, I got to see him out in LA.
Oh, yeah.
Which was great. Make sure I have.
I didn't get him, by the way.
You didn't get
I'm gonna,
MJ?
No, I tried to clap a fly. I missed. I'm going to be back in LA on Monday as well. So
nice.
Just currently trying to figure out why I don't have audio.
Cosmic Crafter says Joviak says killer nodes for post processing. Very true. So does Philip K. Dick over here, and so does there's actually a really good node pack by Jeru Pixel Pusher. Lots of crazy glitch nodes in that. There's Syntax Diffusion has a node pack with a bunch of crazy post-processing effects you can't even get in After Effects. That's the other thing. Some of these, Ryan on the Inside's node pack. There's a bunch of stuff that is actually enabled by Python that we can't even do in After Effects or cost money in After Effects, like data moshing, pixel sorting, stuff like that. Very easy to do in Python. Very expensive to buy the plugins. But yeah, you can mess up your footage with Comfy too. So, play with all those as well. Would it be possible to add an OFX plugin for Natron with ComfyUI's nodes? I don't know how that works, but if it can process stuff sort of on the fly, then yeah, I guess. Where do we find these packs? Go into Comfy, go into the manager, and search for them. Yeah, they're in the manager. Syntax Diffusion, Pixel Pusher, PXL, PSHR, Pixel Pusher. They're called, we got glitch nodes. I'll type them down by Pixel Pusher. We got fill nodes by Phil. We got Ryan on the inside node pack. Those are for this really good. Oh, DJZ nodes. Yep. Syntax diffusion node pack. There's actually a PERS node pack that'll let you do animated textures for making animated texture masks for like any that kind of stuff you want to do. They're lots of stuff. Go play.
Too many. You know what I do is I go on GitHub and I search ComfyUI and I search by like recently updated, and I just scroll. I start just opening tabs because there's so many node packs that like there's good stuff everywhere and it goes unnoticed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so many good stuff. Still got to learn how to make my own nodes. It's on the list. That's the things.
Have you got tutorials on how to use them? No.
Oh yeah. Well, no. Phil tried to explain to me one time to try to soak it all in. It's like another day I'll figure this out. But
that's like a whole stream, honestly.
Yeah. I think it was like great to hear, but then it was like once you had to have like something like linked to the other thing in two different types of like code, and it was like, okay, I don't even know like one of the types.
Yeah. Like the hardest part about like custom nodes is getting tensor shapes in and out of Comfy, but once you sort of like squash that or ask Claude Code to like look at another node pack and figure it out, you can get stuff in and out of pill. And once you get stuff in and out of pill, processing images in Comfy is just about asking Claude Code if it's possible. And the answer is usually yes.
Pretty much.
It's always scary when downloading and setting up one node pack and break another. Yeah, that's the nature of having an open sort of playground for everyone to create nodes. Each node pack requires a different set of requirements, and some node packs don't play well together because of those dependency issues. But I will say that it's gotten a lot better in the last few months. Like I can't remember the last proper dependency issue problem, knock on wood. I can't remember the last time it screwed up my day or anything. I think I had one thing with the ONNX a couple weeks ago, but it's actually probably my fault, just screwing around. So
yeah, the manager has gotten, I mean, it's always been pretty decent, but whenever like a node pack fails to load, that's basically a dependency issue. I just open up the manager again, hit the try fix or reinstall or update, and it just it does it, and I'm like, cool. So it has gotten a lot better. The only thing that tends to be a problem is when developers put like Claude just runs amok, and it's like, oh, you need Torch. That's when things go wrong, because it's like it's gonna uninstall your Torch, put a version on that's not blah blah blah, and then Comfy truly breaks, and it's like that's a skill issue on the developer side, unfortunately.
But like I said, it's gotten a lot better. The there are some outliers like the 3D stuff. Mr. For example, like that 3D pack.
Those are hard.
But that's because it requires like
Windows
CUDA 12.3 or something. Like like things like that. They're very specific because they require very specific versions of Torch or whatever. In situations like that, like especially that node pack, man, just use a Docker image.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, life's too short to try to maintain a second Comfy in Conda in 12.3. Like, just let someone else who has DevOps experience handle the image.
Man, there was a moment there where I was doing a lot of like video manipulation stuff with my custom nodes, and FFmpeg was just running me through the ringer. I was getting so many issues on my GitHub being like, it's not working, FFmpeg. And I got so pissed off. I just went and I was like, all right, Claude, I think it was GPT at the time. I was like, GPT, what can I substitute FFmpeg with? And it's like, oh, for like simple video compilation, you can just use OpenCV. I'm like, great. Get rid of everything FFmpeg and just use OpenCV. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, FFmpeg gets tough like it's fine on your machine, but then when like
Exactly.
I go to install fill nodes on a run pod or something, and it's like, yeah, this FFmpeg's for Windows, and it's like, yeah, figure it out. Obviously, I don't want to install the Windows version of FFmpeg, but okay. Yeah, it'll be cool when there's an agentic layer to all that stuff.
Shout out to Make It Rad too. Saw
Yeah,
him
what's up,
in
Make It
LA.
Rad?
Awesome.
I've been trying to get him on the stream, but he won't say yes in the email. So it's like, get it together, man.
Yeah, come on.
Calling you out, bro. Get on the stream.
Yeah, we gotta see
We have much to discuss. Taz, Twig, Buzz, Dreddy. Oh man, a lot of people today. And we love all of you. Thanks for coming. Scared to be on camera. You can just VTube it now.
Yeah.
You could just make a sock puppet. A little Make It Rad
VTuber.
sock puppet. Just be like, yeah, I don't really like AI. Not a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Create an AI VTuber.
You can. It'd be interesting. Yeah, I'm thinking back to what you're saying about how Juan Animate is like one of your favorite models, but it's like always interesting to think of like what's next, like how fast will things go. And I guess while I have you guys both here, it's like, what are your opinions on? Because I think there's like two routes. This will be a lot of social media type. Maybe we're seeing like Sora 2 and like things that can generate quick, but also are easy to use, and you're capturing a large user base to use them, or like professional tools, which in theory it's like, oh, those are nicer models, but they're like much smaller, like user base, or we get both at the same time.
Yeah, I think the companies that like open up their models to the community are the ones that are just going to keep pushing innovation. So like things like Juan, because everyone is working on it and doing stuff, the community's really embraced it and pushed it forward. So I just think like for now that is the way to forward for a company that wants to innovate. But that being said, Sora 2 is addictive. Like, I don't know. Like, I think there's like, obviously there's just going to be all kinds of different kinds of AI, but that kind of creation is just like just from a straight up, like, I don't need to know anything, normie, like fun thing. And especially because because of the social element, it's multiplayer. It's really something interesting and special.
It's pretty cool.
Both me and Phil have had a blast on Sora 2, just kind of letting our likenesses run wild and just letting people
Can you use it on non-Apple devices?
Yeah, it's on Android now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've held up so far, but
no, you can scan your face now and come party, and we can all go bowling in the metaverse.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I mean,
so I have to send this to you first?
Yeah, send it to me and I'll throw it on the stream. Just send it on Discord or whatever.
Discord works.
Yeah. Yeah, there is already one 2.5, but it's API.
Yeah, one thing I want to do is I want to take all the Sora videos and I want to essentially train a Juan LoRa on the concept of cutting and open source a fine tune of Juan that will allow all of us to do essentially Sora 2 like stuff. Obviously, like not audio gen or whatever. Maybe even the LTX drop might be a good candidate for this kind of a fine tune because it does native audio out. But that's something we haven't really seen yet, is a multi-cut open source video model that understands the conceptual idea. I've seen one LoRa made by a random user on Civet that did the thing, kind of. Of course, like training such an insanely like taxing concept, like full cuts, but like conceptually the same character, different angles and stuff.
Yeah.
You need a lot of data to truly get it. But, luckily we have Sora, Dance, we have VO, we have a lot of closed source models that we can synthesize this data with and get it into the model.
Yeah, VO especially. I feel like that's a really good way to synthesize data. I mean, I've been doing that for dance videos, like in the spirit of trying not to just steal people's work. Like, I'll just go to VO and generate 8 clips of people dancing on a background, and then cut it to different music because it is what it is, whatever. But like when the cuts are to the beat, you don't really notice. So like. That's a great way to generate input footage for motion and anything really. Yeah. All right, you all ready to watch this video? Let's load it.
Oh, and yeah, fingers crossed. I was even going to show you. It's like usually these go through like 10 iterations. It's like so hilarious. Like even the dance video, I just looked and it's like it took me like 5 renders because I'll go through, make the effects as crazy as possible, and then tweak it down and tweak it down and tweak it down.
All right, well, here's the most zesty version.
Yeah, I'll say. No, music is loud.
369, damn, second to me one more time and go. Get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, get low.
God damn.
That was fire. What the hell?
That was amazing.
But I totally forgot while it's rendering. I was like, oh, there's so many other things that I forgot to add.
Oh, it's so good. Let's watch that again.
369, damn, second to me one more time and go. Get low, get low, get low, get low, get low, get low.
I almost broke my ear pod on that one. God damn, that was
like,
loud.
You should have warned ahead of time. Yeah.
Sorry about that, everybody. That was amazing, man.
Yeah, I forgot though. Like while I was making like the whole point of that drop was like I picked it because I wanted to just go rapid fire in between all the cuts. When the bass was happening. So I'll make an updated version for tomorrow.
Oh, it's so good. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
But but what a cool way to just take a concept and just like run it and get her done.
So I would say watching it now, it's like I edit in Premiere, as quick as possible to get it into After Effects. But the sections where it did switch more were just like automatically more interesting. Like just as simply cutting in between those. It's something like the match cuts that is like so nice on the
like because that's such an expensive effect to just get for free, right? Like we were laughing about this, but Netflix has an ML, like a GitHub where they drop like all kinds of great open source software because in the in the effort of building what they build, they make all this stuff. So one of the things they dropped was a match cut, like ML thing for doing proper match cuts. But if you look at the specs, it takes 96 gigs of VRAM and 3 days to run to actually do the thing. Whereas here we're just like, oh yeah, well we'll just make 20 clips and cut them together. It's like done, just done.
Right. I remember that one night when you brought that up.
Totally brute force this the backwards way. It's fantastic.
Yeah. which makes it think it's like, could we? Because that's kind of where this video came up, where I think Wanna Animate made it automatically possible because it had so much human tracking. But with AI, I always thought it'd be cool to figure out a way where you're mash cutting like shapes just in shots, like the videos where it's like circles, where it's like a sign and then like so many things that are all just the same circle, like for some reason interests me so much. But then if AI could just generate, all those believable shots kind of set up like this, would be super interesting.
Yeah, I don't think we're far off.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how Sora works in a little ways. Like they got their, like this like orchestrating layer that sort of like puts the shots together and then makes the shots and then cuts the shots. Or it's all done in one shot, but in that sort of orchestration layer. Yeah, I'm super interested to see where this stuff can go. But man, thank you so much. This has been incredible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Appreciate
cheers,
you having
man. It's
me
been
on.
awesome.
Yeah, anytime.
Definitely have you back to dig deeper into post processing and pick your brain about all this kind of stuff, because like I feel like we could have gone for another 3 hours and not even begun to scratch the surface
Easy.
of what's possible in like After Effects and audio reactivity, and even just the psychology of how to approach audio reactivity.
Yeah,
it's like almost an hour on its own.
and I think that's why I have the most fun doing it, is because you go into like each video, how I view it is like with a fresh mind of like what fits the song and the visuals, and you can just like create things that just match. But it's kind of like you just figure it out in the process. It's not like a set formula. But
Right on.
I appreciate you having me on.
Yes, thank you very much, friends. Thanks, Phil. Thanks, Frisian. Yeah, we'll be back on Tuesday. I don't know what we're going to do, but it'll be fun.
Oh, yeah, and the last thing I want to say to anyone listening, it's like anyone can reach out to me and ask me questions about this stuff. And it's like I try to share my workflow. The community has like, answered my questions, the amount of like that Pers and Phil has helped me like over the years. It's like everyone should give back. So it's like just feel free to reach out. I can answer any questions.
Yeah, we love that.
Totally.
Don't reach out too much, though.
Yeah.
Don't bombard the poor man.
Yeah, that's right. I'll get there.
Right on. Much love, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye, friends.